Did you know that with just a few simple hacks, you can double the size of your harvests this year? Whether you're growing tomatoes, cucumbers, or herbs, these 20 genius tips will save you time, money, and effort while giving you the most bountiful garden you've ever seen. Stick around because you won't want to miss this. Hey everyone, welcome back where we help you grow smarter, not harder. Today, we're diving into 20 genius gardening hacks to maximize your harvests. These tips are based on the latest trends, scientific research, and proven methods from expert gardeners worldwide. In part 1, we'll cover the first 10 hacks, focusing on soil health, space-saving techniques, and natural pest control. And in part 2, we'll reveal the remaining 10 hacks, including water-saving tricks and how to extend your growing season. So, let's get started. Y'all know I can't start my day without a cup of coffee. And you know what else loves coffee? Your garden. It's like a magic potion for your soil. Used coffee grounds are like a secret weapon for gardeners. They're packed with nitrogen, which is essential for healthy plant growth. Just sprinkle a handful around the base of your plants every few weeks. Think of it like giving your plants a little morning pick-me-up, just like our coffee does for us. And the best part? It's completely free and eco-friendly. You're recycling those coffee grounds and giving them a new purpose. Now don't go dumping your entire coffee pot on your tomato plants. A little goes a long way. Just sprinkle a light layer around the base, almost like you're dusting a cake with powdered sugar. Your plants will thank you for it with stronger stems, greener leaves, and of course, a bigger harvest. Now, let's talk about another surprising ingredient you might have right in your kitchen: eggshells. You know how we love to repurpose and find new life in things around the farm? Well, eggshells are no different. They're a treasure trove of calcium, which is crucial for preventing blossom end rot in tomatoes and peppers. Blossom end rot is that frustrating condition where the bottom of your tomatoes or peppers develop a dark, sunken spot. It's heartbreaking when you've been tending your plants with such care. But don't worry, eggshells to the rescue. Simply crush up some eggshells. You can even save them up over a few weeks, and mix them into the soil around your plants. It's like giving your plants a calcium boost, helping them grow strong and healthy. Plus, it's a great way to reduce waste in your kitchen. Have you ever heard the saying, "Good neighbors make all the difference"? Well, the same goes for your garden. Companion planting is all about pairing up plants that benefit each other. It's like a delicate dance of nature, where certain plants can help deter pests, attract beneficial insects, or even improve the growth of their neighbors. One of my favorite pairings is basil and tomatoes. Not only do they taste delicious together in the kitchen, but basil actually helps repel pests that can damage tomato plants. Plus, having basil planted nearby makes it super convenient when you're whipping up a fresh batch of pasta sauce. Just imagine stepping out into your garden and snipping some fresh basil and tomatoes, all ready for dinner. That's the magic of companion planting. Chapter 4. Vertical gardening, reaching new heights in small spaces. Now let's talk about maximizing space in your garden, because not all of us are blessed with acres and acres of land. That's where vertical gardening comes in. Think of it like training your plants to climb a ladder. You can use trellises, fences, or even just some sturdy stakes and twine to create a vertical growing space. This is especially great for vining plants like cucumbers, beans, and even certain types of squash. It not only saves precious ground space, but also improves air circulation around your plants, which can help prevent diseases. Plus, there's something so satisfying about seeing your plants reach for the sky. It's like they're reaching their full potential, and your garden takes on a whole new dimension. Chapter 5. DIY Pest Control. Keep it natural, y'all. Now let's talk about those pesky critters that can wreak havoc on our gardens. But before you reach for the harsh chemicals, let's explore some natural pest control methods. Remember, we want to create a healthy ecosystem in our gardens, and that includes protecting beneficial insects while keeping the harmful ones at bay. One of my favorite DIY pest sprays is incredibly simple to make. All you need is garlic, onion, and water. Simply blend them together, strain out the solids, and pour the mixture into a spray bottle. This pungent concoction acts as a natural repellent for many common garden pests. Plus, it won't harm your plants or the environment. Chapter 6. Mulch. It's like a cozy blanket for your soil. Just like we love to cozy up with a warm blanket on a chilly night, our garden soil loves a good layer of mulch. Mulch is like a protective layer that helps retain moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. Think of it like giving your soil a big hug. Plus, it can add a beautiful, finished look to your garden beds. There are so many different types of mulch to choose from, like straw, wood chips, or even shredded leaves. Experiment and see what works best for your garden and your style. Your plants will thank you for the extra TLC, and you'll be amazed at how much easier it makes gardening. Now, let's talk about raised beds. These are a game changer, especially if you have poor soil conditions or limited space. Imagine building little havens for your plants where they can thrive. Raised beds offer excellent drainage, which is crucial for healthy root development. Plus, you have complete control over the soil quality. You can create the perfect blend of nutrients for your specific plants. And the best part? Raised beds are much easier on your back. No more bending over double to tend to your plants. It's like having your garden at waist height. Chapter 8. Epsom salt. A secret ingredient for lush, green plants. Now this next tip might surprise you. Epsom salt isn't just for soothing sore muscles, it's also a secret weapon for lush green plants. Epsom salt is a great source of magnesium, which is essential for chlorophyll production. Chlorophyll is what gives plants their vibrant green color and helps them absorb energy from sunlight. Simply sprinkle a tablespoon or two of Epsom salt around the base of your plants every few weeks and watch them flourish. You'll be amazed at the difference it makes. Chapter 9. Succession planting, the gift that keeps on giving. Imagine having a continuous harvest of fresh vegetables all season long. That's the beauty of succession planting. It's like a carefully choreographed dance of planting and harvesting, ensuring you always have something delicious to enjoy from your garden. The key is to stagger your planting times. For example, you can plant a new row of lettuce every 2 weeks, or sow a few radish seeds every time you harvest a bunch. This way, you'll have a steady supply of fresh produce, and your garden will be a flurry of activity all season long. Chapter 10. Attract pollinators. Invite the buzz to your backyard. Let's talk about the importance of pollinators, those busy bees and fluttering butterflies that play a crucial role in our ecosystem and our gardens. We need to make our gardens inviting havens for these beneficial creatures. And the best way to do that is by planting flowers that attract them. Think bright, cheerful blooms like marigolds, sunflowers, and zinnias. Not only will they add a pop of color to your garden, but they'll also attract a symphony of pollinators, ensuring your plants are well pollinated for a bountiful harvest. And that's just the beginning. If you thought these hacks were game changers, wait until you see the next 10 in part 2. We'll cover water-saving tricks, how to extend your growing season, and much more. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips to grow your best garden yet. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss part 2. And tell me in the comments below, which hack are you most excited to try? See you in the next video.
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming videos packed with down-home gardening tips and tricks. Today, we're diving into part 2 of our 20 Genius Gardening Hacks series, all about maximizing those beautiful harvests. You know, there's nothing quite as refreshing as a good rain shower, especially for our gardens. But what if I told you there's a way to capture that liquid gold and give your plants a good drink even when Mother Nature isn't cooperating? That's where rain barrels come in. Just place it under a downspout, and voila! Every time it rains, that precious water gets collected instead of running away. Not only is using rainwater better for your plants, but it's also easier on your wallet. you'll be saving money on your water bill. So if you're looking for a simple, cost-effective way to keep your garden happy and hydrated, I highly recommend giving rain barrels a try. Now, let's talk about those times when we need a little break from the garden. You know, a vacation or a weekend getaway. But what about our thirsty plants? Don't worry, I've got you covered with a super simple DIY self-watering system using plastic bottles. Just grab a plastic bottle, poke a few small holes in the cap, fill it with water, and bury the bottle, neck down, in the soil next to your thirsty plant. The water will slowly seep out, delivering a steady supply of hydration directly to the roots. So before you jet off on your next adventure, grab those plastic bottles and give this DIY self-watering system a try. Now, I know not everyone has a sprawling backyard for a garden, but that doesn't mean you can't experience the joy of growing your food. Even in the smallest of spaces, you can cultivate a lush, productive garden that brings you fresh produce and herbs right at your fingertips. Think about it. You can have a little herb garden right on your windowsill, or a beautiful tomato plant on your patio. Imagine stepping out onto your balcony and picking fresh vegetables for your dinner. It's not just a dream, it's entirely possible with a bit of planning and creativity. The key to successful container gardening is choosing the right plants. You want to select plants that thrive in confined spaces and can adapt to the conditions you can provide. This means considering factors like sunlight, water needs, and the size of the container. Herbs like basil, rosemary, and thyme do wonderfully in pots, as do leafy greens like lettuce and spinach. These plants are not only easy to grow, but also incredibly useful in the kitchen, adding fresh flavors to your meals. And don't underestimate the power of a good tomato plant in a large container. With the right care, you can enjoy juicy, homegrown tomatoes that taste far better than anything you can buy at the store. Container gardening is all about getting creative and making the most of what you have. You can repurpose old items like buckets, crates, or even shoes to use as plant containers. The possibilities are endless, and it's a great way to recycle and reduce waste. So don't let a lack of space hold you back from experiencing the magic of gardening. With a bit of ingenuity and effort, you can transform even the tiniest area into a green oasis that brings joy, beauty, and fresh produce into your life. Happy gardening! Now, we all love a little sunshine, but sometimes those summer rays can be a little too intense, even for our sun-loving plants. That's when a simple shade cloth can become your garden's new best friend. It comes in different densities, so you can control how much sunlight reaches your plants. Shade cloth is especially helpful for delicate seedlings, leafy greens, and even those sun-sensitive vegetables like lettuce and spinach. So don't let the summer sun wilt your garden dreams. Give your plants a little shade and watch them flourish even in the hottest weather. You know, here in Texas, we're blessed with a long growing season, but there's always that bittersweet moment when summer starts to fade. Well, not so fast. With a little ingenuity and a cold frame, you can extend that harvest season and enjoy fresh veggies well into the cooler months. You can build a cold frame yourself using reclaimed wood and old windows, or you can find pre-made kits at most garden centers. So, don't let those cooler temperatures stop you from gardening. Embrace the changing seasons with a cold frame and enjoy the bounty of your harvest long after summer has gone. Now, we all know breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it turns out those leftover banana peels can give your garden a nutritious boost too. Instead of tossing those peels in the trash, why not give them a second life in your garden? Just chop those peels into small pieces and bury them a few inches deep in the soil around your plants. You'll be amazed at the difference a little banana peel power can make. So next time you enjoy a banana, remember those peels are garden gold. You know, a thriving garden starts with healthy soil. It's the foundation upon which all your plants depend. Without rich, nutrient-dense soil, even the most resilient plants can struggle to grow and produce. One of the best ways to nourish your soil and prepare it for the next planting season is by using cover crops. These unsung heroes of the garden work tirelessly to improve the health of your soil. Cover crops are plants that you sow in your garden during the off-season, typically in the fall or after you've harvested your main crops. They act as a living mulch, protecting the soil from the harsh elements of winter. These plants aren't meant to be harvested. Instead, they serve as natural soil builders. They add organic matter, improve soil structure, and prevent erosion. By covering the soil, they also help to suppress weeds, making your gardening tasks easier in the long run. Some popular cover crops include clover, rye, and buckwheat. Each of these plants brings unique benefits to the soil. For instance, rye has deep roots that break up compacted soil, while buckwheat grows quickly and can outcompete weeds. Clover, for example, is a nitrogen fixer, meaning it pulls nitrogen from the air and converts it into a form that plants can use. This process enriches the soil, providing essential nutrients for your future crops. In the spring, simply cut down the cover crops and turn them into the soil. This process is known as green manuring. As the cover crops decompose, they release valuable nutrients back into the soil, creating a rich, fertile environment for your next round of plantings. They'll decompose and add valuable nutrients, creating a rich, fertile environment for your next round of plantings. This method not only enhances soil fertility, but also promotes a healthy ecosystem in your garden, ensuring that your plants thrive season after season. So next time you're planting your garden, don't forget the power of cover crops. They might just be the secret ingredient to a bountiful harvest. Now, let's talk about those pesky weeds that always seem to pop up at the most inconvenient times. They compete with our beloved plants for nutrients, water, and sunlight. But don't worry, there's a natural and effective way to combat those weeds without resorting to harsh chemicals. Vinegar. To use vinegar as a weed killer, simply fill a spray bottle with undiluted white vinegar and spray directly onto the weeds. The best time to apply vinegar is on a sunny day when the weeds are dry. Vinegar is a great alternative to chemical herbicides, especially if you're looking for a more natural approach to weed control. You know, in the garden, just like in life, variety is the spice of life. And when it comes to keeping our soil healthy and our plants happy, crop rotation is key. Think of it as a merry-go-round for your vegetables, giving each plant family a turn in a different part of the garden each year. Crop rotation is simply the practice of planting different crops in a specific area of your garden each year. For example, if you planted tomatoes in one section of your garden this year, next year, you'd want to plant something completely different in that same spot, like beans or lettuce. So to keep your garden thriving year after year, embrace the merry-go-round of crop rotation. You know, we often talk about feeding our plants, but have you ever stopped to think about what your soil needs? The soil is the foundation of your garden, and understanding its needs is crucial for a thriving garden. Just like we need a balanced diet to thrive, our plants rely on a balanced blend of nutrients in the soil to grow strong. Without the right nutrients, plants can struggle to grow, become more susceptible to diseases, and produce less fruit or flowers. And the best way to know what your soil needs is through a simple soil test. This test can reveal a lot about the health of your soil, including its nutrient content and pH level. It gives you a snapshot of your soil's pH level, which indicates its acidity or alkalinity, as well as the levels of essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. These elements are vital for plant growth, and knowing their levels can help you make informed decisions about fertilizing and amending your soil. You can easily pick up a soil test kit at your local garden center, or even order one online. These kits are user-friendly and come with clear instructions, making it easy for anyone to test their soil at home. Once you receive your soil test results, you'll have a roadmap for creating the perfect environment for your plants. You can add the necessary amendments to balance the pH and provide the nutrients your plants need. This might include adding lime to raise the pH, sulfur to lower it, or specific fertilizers to boost nutrient levels. Soil testing takes the guesswork out of gardening, ensuring your plants have access to the nutrients they need to thrive. By understanding and addressing the needs of your soil, you can create a healthier, more productive garden. So next time you're planting your garden, don't forget to start with a soil test. It's a small step that can make a big difference in the success of your garden. Well, there you have it, folks. 10 more down-home gardening hacks to maximize your harvest and take your garden from good to great. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which one of these gardening hacks are you most excited to try out? Let me know in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming gardening adventures. Happy gardening, y'all!